عن أمير المؤمنين أبي حفص عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال: سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول: إنما العمل بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى.
And from the poetry of Ibn Nahas al-Halabi is a statement: اليوم شيء وغدا مثله من نخب العلم التي تلتقط يحصل المروءة
يحصل المرء بها
حكمة.
In poetry you said the harakat, yeah. حكمة
وإنما السيل تمع النقط.
وإنما السيل اجتماع النقط.
Today a portion and tomorrow the like of it. From the gems of knowledge that is collected, a person attains by way of its wisdom. Indeed, the ocean is only a gathering of drops.
How do you make an ocean? Or like, how do you get a lot of water? What is it made of? Just small little drops. Put it all together. Put a lot of stones together, you get a mountain. That's all it is. Right? It starts with something small and it gets bigger. How do you start a fire? Small spark. Then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what the Shaykh is trying to say over here now.
Holding on to tranquility and prioritizing necessities, beginning with the small mutun that have been authored in the different fields of knowledge, and memorizing and studying them, and turning away from reading the detailed big books which the student hasn't yet reached. And whoever exposes himself to looking at these big books, then he might harm his religion.
Yeah. So whoever tries to actually before that one, the first paragraph, the Shaykh mentions two things. That if you're taking time and doing it properly, two things you need. Beginning with the small mutun, that's number one. And number two, turning away from the big ones. Okay, so you start with the smaller books that are on your level. And another benefit of the smaller books as well is that you actually finish them. Right, the big books, how people start and they don't finish. Right, so you actually finish them. And turning from the big books, relax. Don't get excited with them because you're just going to be reading and you're not going to get anywhere. Okay? And then the Shaykh says, whoever exposes himself to looking at these big books, then he might harm his religion. He's going to harm what? Not just his knowledge, he's going to harm his religion, because this knowledge is his religion. He's going to understand things in a way that isn't correct, and he's going to be incorrectly applying and implementing his religion. Imam Az-Zuhri rahimahullah, he has some advice that he gave to one of his students called Yunus. It's a whole paragraph, but in there he says one section where he says, مَنْ رَامَ الْعِلْمَ جُمْلَةً ذهب عنه جملة. Whoever tries to take all of knowledge at once, it will leave him at once. How many times have you heard something in a khutbah? Ask somebody the next day what we talk about, you don't have a clue. Right? They just went in and he didn't stop to revise it or to do anything with it, he just left you. Right? And this is what the ulama say as well. I remember one shaykh was asked, ما الفرق بين طالب العلم والمثقف? What's the difference between a student of knowledge and somebody who's مثقف? مثقف is somebody who is not a student of knowledge, but he knows what's going on. Like he listens to khutbahs, he understands. You say some technical words, he understands what you're talking about. But he's not a student of knowledge. And the Shaykh said the difference is, the student of knowledge is the one who memorizes, the one who's disciplined, the one who revises, and his knowledge is strong. You ask him a question, he will give you the answer from its roots, from the foundation. He'll give you an order with all the conditions, and he'll explain everything properly. The muthaqqaf is the one who hears this. Right? He's 6 years old. Right? That means times about 50, because 50 khutbahs in a year. What's that? 300. So 300 khutbahs he listens to. Right? Is that right?
6 times 5.
No, 50.
Oh.
6,000, yeah. Okay? No, sorry, how much? 6,000, yeah, 6,000. 6,000 khutbahs he listened to. So obviously he's going to know a few stuff. But if you ask him the reference for the hadith, he might not know. You ask him, okay, what this scholar said about the hadith, he won't know. Or what are the conditions regarding this masala, he won't know. It's not proper ordered knowledge. You say a topic, he'll understand. He'll understand the topic. So we don't want to be a muthaqqaf, a guy who just knows what's going on, which most people are like, right? Because they watch a video, oh yeah, this person said this. We want to be a proper talib ilm that knows that issue inside out from his sources. No.
And going beyond bounds in knowledge will most likely lead him to becoming lost. And from the wonderful statements of wisdom is the saying of Abdul Karim al-Rifa'i, one of the teachers of knowledge in Damascus of Sham in the previous generation. طعام الكبار سم الصغار. The food of the adults is poison to the children.
That's a very good statement. The food of the adults is poison to the children. Some brothers, mashallah, maybe after the dust, they want to go get a chicken burger or some chicken and chips. Right? Can you go give that to a 1-year-old baby? Huh? That's just born. No. What's going to happen? It's going to choke. So the Shaykh is saying, طعام الكبار سم الصغار. The food of the adults is poison for those who are young. So same thing in knowledge. There are certain issues which are not on your level. Just relax. You don't need to talk about it. You don't need to learn it. You'll get to that level. When Shaykh Abdul Razak al-Badr was asked about al-udhr bil-jahl, right? A topic that a lot of people like to talk about. The Shaykh said, relax, it's not on your level. That's a very difficult issue. You're not going to understand it. Ask about something else. Okay? And this is actually what harms da'wah and harms a person's knowledge. He's not on a level to discuss an issue, but he thinks he can. Right? And he thinks he can talk about that issue. Okay, what we're doing, inshallah.